everyone, and despite all the escalations around Ukraine, the Ukrainian forces continue to hold their defense, and in some direction they are still conducting counteroffensives. However, the situation with Shalon is gradually worsening. Today, experts are drawing attention to the fact that nightly Shalon continues steadily with 20 to 30 unmanned aerial vehicles being launched. This may indicate that Russia has received another batch of drones and thus the challenge continues steadily. There are no reports of mass rocket strikes yet, only sporadic single strikes have been recorded. Perhaps they are accumulating for future use, possibly targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure once the cold weather sets in. Overall, it seems that Russia's plans haven't changed. But before we move on to the frontline overview, please share this video on social media and watch it to the end. It greatly helps promote my channel. Thank you. In the Kupiansk direction, the occupiers are not showing significant activity. There are only occasional Shalon incidents. It's reported that a reconnaissance and sabotage group managed to infiltrate Krokhmalny. According to experts, they successfully conducted sabotage operations there and retreated to their positions. The exact extent of the damage inflicted on our forces is not known, but the situation suggests that Russian units could advance approximately 3.5 kilometers from the front line, and as we can see, nothing is stopping them. In the Svatove area, there is no confirmation of the Russian claim that they have advanced near Novoyegorivka. Periodic shelling is still being reported there. However, there have been no confirmed changes along their front line. In the Crimea and Siversk area, the situation remains unchanged with ongoing shelling, but neither side is conducting offensive actions. In the Bakhmut direction, the situation remains complex. Both in Klishchiivka and Andriivka, the occupiers continue to mobilize reserves and conduct offensive actions. Yes, the Ukrainian forces managed to push them out of these populated areas, but they continue their offensive actions on the outskirts, and the fighting hasn't ceased. On the northern flank, the situation has stabilized for now, so it seems that the Russian forces have concentrated their efforts on the southern flank to prevent the Ukrainian forces from encircling Bakhmut. In the Avdiivka direction, there is continuous shelling without any offensive actions, and in Opitne, the Ukrainian forces continue to control the outskirts of the village. So the Russians haven't managed to regain their position there. Meanwhile, in Marinka, fighting continues, but the front line remains unchanged, with the Ukrainian forces successfully repelling all attacks. In the Vuhledar direction, according to reports from our soldiers, there are attacks in the Novomayorsk area. But so far there have been no successes and the front line remains unchanged. In the Zaporizhia direction, difficult battles continue. The occupiers are conducting attacks in the area, periodically changing the direction of their attacks. However, their greatest activity is on the western side. In turn, the Ukrainian forces, despite all the attacks, are trying to advance as quickly as possible further to the south in order to break through the remaining defense lines and enter operational areas. Unfortunately, there have been no new changes over the past day, although the Ukrainian artillery is also actively engaged. It's reported that near Verbove, a large assault group of Russian forces, along with armored vehicles, was successfully destroyed. Some good news. Okay. In the Kherson direction, Shalon also continues with an increase in activity on the islands, so the Russians periodically attempt to deploy reconnaissance and sabotage groups, but these attempts are successfully thwarted by Ukrainian forces, so there is no logical reason for such actions, as it's impossible for the Russians to move to the right bank of the river. However, they may still be hoping for something, which is why they carry out such operations. So, in addition, it has been confirmed that a command post in the area near the occupied Sevastopol in Crimea was destroyed, leading Russia to decide to evacuate all submarines from Sevastopol. So these submarines were carriers of Caliber missiles, and this development at sea indicates a success on the side of the Ukrainian armed forces. Furthermore, on the night of September 21st, the Security Service of Ukraine and the Ukrainian Navy conducted a special operation in occupied Crimea, launching a powerful strike on the Saki airfield using drones. According to reports, the special services used drones to overload Russian air defense systems and then launch Neptune missiles. The airfield housed at least 12 combat aircraft, including Su-24 and Su-30, as well as the Panzer surface-to-air missile system. It's also served as a training base for operations of the Moyaher drones. So these drones are used by the Russians for coordinating their own aerial attacks and as combat strike drones. According to sources, the strikes by the security service and the Navy hit their targets and caused significant damage to the occupants' equipment. So, very good. Meanwhile, Ukrainian president, during his speech at the UN Security Council, stated that Ukrainian soldiers are currently stopping aggression with their own blood and defending the principles of the UN Charter. In order for the security architecture to be strong, the following 2 points must be implemented.
Застосування права вето – ось що потребує реформ. І це може стати ключовою реформою. Тим, що повертає силу статуту ООН. Шановні пані та панове, 574 доби повномасштабної російської агресії – це 574 причини для змін в цій залі. І голосів за такі зміни насправді мільярди. Абсолютна більшість людей в світі прагне світу без агресії. На противагу усім нам є лише одержимі в Москві. Вето не має слугувати зброєю для тих, хто одержимий ненавистю і війною. Ми бачимо в ООН зростання підтримки ідеї, що у випадках масованих жорстоких злочинів проти життя людей потрібна добровільна відмова від права вето. Але бачимо також, що Росія з власної волі не віддасть колись вкрадений привілей. І саме тому Генеральній асамблеї ООН треба дати реальну можливість долати вето. Це перший необхідний крок. Якщо війну неможливо зупинити через те, що всі зусилля блокуються вето агресора, чи того, хто потурає агресору, потрібно виносити це питання на розгляд Генеральної асамблеї. За умови набрання 2/3 голосів, які відображатимуть волю націй із Азії, із Африки, з Європи, з обох Америк, з регіону Тихого океану, глобальної кваліфікованої більшості вето має реально долатися. І така резолюція Генасамблеї повинна бути обов'язковою для виконання всіма державами-членами.
Also, Volodymyr Zelensky in New York met in person with the president of Brazil, Lula da Silva, for the first time. An open and constructive conversation. We instructed our diplomatic teams to work on further steps in bilateral relations and efforts to restore peace. Brazil's representatives will continue to work on the meetings within the formula for peace, said the president of Ukraine. Additionally, Volodymyr Zelensky reported substantive meetings on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York with representatives from Albania, the United States, Chile, the European Commission, Romania, Bulgaria, and Germany. He thanked everyone for their support for Ukraine. And that's all from me. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Bye bye!